I'll watch some TV. It'll help me to relax!
Welcome back to the Ren and Stimpy recap. Last week we talked about Bassmasters, and today we are taking a look at Rens Retirement.
And with these hands, I hold the fate of millions.
So for the first time in quite a while, we don't start with the title card, like directly after the intro, and instead we have a segment here. This one is completely new, and while it's clearly an ad segment and not the Ren and Stimpy segment, I appreciate this one for feeling very fresh.
I want to pop the question to Muffy Joe, and gosh,
Hold it. I know what you're going to ask.
So in this ad, this guy is gonna propose to his girlfriend, and the product that's advertised, dog water, will help him out.
Your dog water, sir.
huh?
This one just looks and feels very different to the usual log style ads, and it's frankly leagues above those ones in my opinion. It is still a goofy ad for a goofy product, but this one has somewhat of an actual story and is artistically strong. I also really like this dog's design. Now we get the title card, which I have conflicting feelings about. I think it looks pretty beautiful, definitely one of the most high quality ones yet, but why couldn't Ren be sitting in the wheelchair? Like, it already looks very good, but just having Ren in this art style here would make it so much better and make it feel like something from this show. The music is pretty good and I like the title card overall, but I just feel like there's something missing.
Oh! It's almost done! Goody, goody, goody!
New house again. This one looks great and looks to be in the wilderness, which is new if you don't count the 2 times they have lived underground. Stimpy is cooking for Ren and is really excited about it.
Yo-ho, yo-ho, it's the manly life for me.
Ren is in top form, having just ran 20 miles and chopped all the wood they needed for the year. Ren starts juggling with random stuff in the house, including the fish bowl with what I think is the same fish from Man's Best Friend.
Help! Save my kidneys!
This lady's back, with the bus headed for the Bronx on her back. Ren, who is in the prime of his life, lifts it off her and they have a little moment before he throws her away as well.
How can you make me feel any better than I do now? What are you up to?
It's your birthday!
So it's Ren's birthday and Ren makes some extremely cursed faces and you can just tell that things are going way too well. Well, the title of the episode kind of spoils that, like that this is not gonna last for long. Stimpy tells us that Ren is 10 years old as we get this fantastic detail shot.
That's 70 in dog years.
Did you say 70?
Ren throws the cake in Stimpy's face after being called Grandpa and then starts having a meltdown over his age. We get another awesome detail shot, or actually multiple of them.
70 years old! 70 years old! 70 years old!
I was wondering where that scream came from. I have been seeing it and using it in my videos for a while with no clue which episode it appeared in. Ren starts crying and Stimpy tells him he is only as young as he feels and that he looks great for his age, which gives Ren some new confidence.
Hey Ren, looky, you got a gray hair on your head. In fact, all 3 of your hairs have gone totally gray.
He was so close. Ren is immediately back to panic mode and he is not looking so good anymore. Stimpy almost throws up. Not from Ren looking gross, but from the cake, as Ren just keeps transforming.
Ah! My hands! Look at my hands! Liver spots!
I really like the close-up of Ren looking at his hands. We get another close-up of Ren's ear hair, which is surprisingly not as gross as you'd think it'd be. Stimpy pukes all over himself and hands Ren a mirror. He is not looking great.
I can't stand it. No, take it away.
This is just a setup for the episode, and we have already had multiple great detail shots, screams and faces. This is a very strong start, and especially for a special, since this is a double-length episode.
What are you looking at? This is your fault.
Ren tries to punch Stimpy, but he's too weak to do it. He decides that it's time for him to retire and pulls out his dentures, and I really wish I didn't pause on this frame because it looks so disgusting.
Come on, old friend. Open up the hangar. Here comes a blue airplane.
All is good here as long as you don't open your mouth, Ren. Ren is having war flashbacks and throws his bowl on his head, thinking it's his helmet.
We're surrounded by crowds. How do you like them apples, you lousy rotten?
This is a funny scene, but Ren shows his teeth, like his teethless mouth, so I gotta dock points for that. Stimpy has Ren's thrown up food all over him, and to Ren he looks like the Kaiser, so he attacks him. Thankfully for Stimpy, Ren is super weak.
Besides, it's 6 p.m. Way past your bedtime.
Stimpy puts Ren to bed, and then we cut to a golf course where Ren and Stimpy are now about to, well, play golf. Their outfits are so trash, but they still look funny. This show is so good with slapstick. At least sometimes, like here it really works. Stimpy shoots the ball at another golfer.
A line drive!
This is the first time we see the Scotsman in the show, which is cool. I don't remember having a problem with his character, and I have no idea if he plays a bigger role in this episode, but I know he will in multiple future episodes.
Here, you try it, Ren.
Ren looks gone. The Scotsman pulls up on him and is furious. He calls Ren Grandpa and starts stuffing all his clubs in his mouth.
Isn't golf the coolest? And the best part is, we still got 17 more holes to go!
That looks insane. We get this very nice shot that is 50% detailed and 50% normal, as Ren is detailed and not moving while Stimpy is playing golf. It's a really creative presentation that I don't think we have seen so far.
Wow! It's the most beautiful, peaceful, serene place.
This episode is kind of beautiful and at the same time kind of gross. Like this looks amazing, but then we see Ren with his teeth holes, which I just hate. That episode messed me up.
Oh, what do you think, buddy?
I'm with you, pal.
Nah, how many great detail shots are we gonna get this episode? Next we see the graveyard, which also looks amazing. And then we see this mortuary vacancy, that I guess is like a motel for visitors of the graveyard. SpongeBob music is playing. It's a vibe. So we got the salesman back, and I'm honestly so conflicted on this show's tendency to bring back characters in new roles. At this point I don't really know how I feel about it, but anyway, he is here.
Mr. Hohick would like to be fitted for a coffin, please. Oh!
Okay, I guess this isn't a motel, but like the morgue or whatever it's called. I have got no idea what mortuary means. The salesman asks how much money they are willing to spend on Ren's coffin.
$5!
I love how the $5 thing keeps coming back. Someone that also comes back is Kowalski, who is the salesman's assistant. That is awesome, and it's really cool that you guys didn't spoil me, because literally 2 episodes ago I said that I wanted him to come back, and here he is.
First, we roll you up in a newspaper and chuck you from a speeding car.
That is the way to go. Stimpy asks for something a little more traditional, and Kowalski takes out their cheapest coffin, which is quite small. Nah, stop with that. This scene is funny, but adding the actual dog whimpers just ruins it. I hate when they do that. Ren is now crushed into the coffin by Kowalski.
That looks mighty cozy.
Well, Mr. Hoik? You!
Ren confronts the salesman and says he is a Hollywood big shot that deserves the best he got, which is just very confusing with the continuity from Ren's pics.
I give you the Intermo Grand Deluxe 3000!
The salesman listens to Ren, and both he and Stimpy are very hyped about this coffin, and Kowalski picks him up and puts him inside the coffin.
It's got all the comforts of home. Central air, cable TV, jacuzzi, stereo hi-fi.
Nah, this is so fire. Ren, of course, wants this coffin, and he and the salesman shake on it. Next we see the graveyard where the funeral is being held. We immediately get some old characters back here. Mr. Horse, of course, and that rhymed. And then the guy with his small dog from Dog Show. At first I thought these 2 guys were supposed to be Lump and Loaf from Mad Dog Hoek, but of course it's just 2 of the guys we saw at the morgue like 20 seconds ago. I got a really bad memory.
Hey, quit shoving. I know where I'm going. Put some people around.
Yay, my favorite character is back. Now, to be honest, I'm still on the fence about Wilbur. I don't even dislike him really. I'm not sure how I feel about him. He thinks it's a wedding, and Stimpy starts crying and spewing snot all over Wilbur.
Rain in October? Marriage. Now you take my wife.
Kowalski fills Wilbur in on that it's actually a funeral and not a wedding. And when Wilbur realizes that someone is actually dead, well, this happens.
Dead? Ooh, somebody's dead.
Nah, what's good with him? That was really funny though. Like, obviously he started laughing because of his mix-up, but it looks like he thought it was funny that if someone was like dead, it's really funny to me.
Death, a subject I'm well acquainted with. Planted every last friend.
Wilbur starts speaking nonsense as usual, or he isn't even speaking that much nonsense, but I can't really understand him half the time. Stimpy cries, missing Ren.
Don't go!
Shut up! I can't hear myself die!
The detail of Ren not even being dead and having this whole house inside his coffin is just so much fun. Ren agrees to let Stimpy be buried with him in the coffin, and Stimpy runs to get all his stuff. This is the greatest gravestone of all time. So the salesman and Kowalski are dragging their butts on Ren's grave, and my dumbass didn't even understand what was going on, even though literally 3 seconds ago we had the context on the gravestone. This concept is so crazy and just so interesting. So now they are buried in the coffin pretty deep underground. Stimpy is cooking and Ren has his smart hat back on.
Hiya, neighbor. Worm's the name. Thought I'd drop by for dinner.
I got a bad feeling about this guy. The laugh was menacing. He says he likes to get to know his neighbors and to get inside them, which, ayo. Then we get one of the darkest scenes in the whole show.
Boy, you guys have been great.
Let's not brush over the fact that we just saw on screen the two bodies with their insides eaten up. And to make it even worse, we get this detail shot. And to make it even worse, that's how the episode ends. Yeah, we got some minutes left, but that's for segments. This episode actually ended with a shot of our main character's two dead bodies. So this ad, just from the first look, feels like a log type ad. This one is for beef tallow, which I don't know what it is. It's like green blob that you eat, I guess.
I wish Billy the beef tallow boy was a real friend that I could play with.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't care about this ad at all. It's more of a powder toastman thing, really, and it has a couple decent character designs, but that's about it. It ends with the girl trying to save her dad's life, which I guess makes it somewhat topical to the ending of the actual episode, although there is no saving Ren and Stimpy. So that was Rens Retirement. Honestly, I was surprised. I had heard some negative stuff about this episode, but in my opinion it was really good. I'm really interested to hear y'all thoughts on this one, because I think it's one of my favorite specials so far. The start is incredibly strong, on many levels actually. Just based on visuals alone, it is amazing, but it's also a great way to set up the episode. The middle part of the episode with the golf and the coffin purchasing is probably the weakest and my least favorite part, but it's still pretty good. The last part, once they actually get the coffin and get inside it, is great, but really could have used some more time. This is yet another one of those episodes where I get mad at the ad segments taking up time, because a few more minutes spent in the coffin before the maggot showed up would have been amazing. Comedy-wise, we had some good stuff here. Both our main characters had their moments, the salesman and Kowalski were entertaining as well, and surprisingly Wilbur was actually the funniest part of the episode. That is crazy. Fun fact: this episode was banned from airing on Nickelodeon because of the dark subject of death in this episode. I would ban it just based on that last scene alone, because that's traumatizing. But I get it, like the coffin and the coffin buying, but yeah, I guess. All in all, a good episode. Join me next week where we are taking a look at Jerry the Belly Button Elf.
Goodbye, folks.